Hello, making a video. It's finally raining outside and the sky is gray and it's raining over a very wide range, and I am so infinitely grateful for that. I hope that puts all the fires out. I hope it rains in all the areas where the fires are. I'm so infinitely worried for the condor babies in the nests and all the other animal babies and adult animals, wild animals, domestic animals, children, all beings. Okay, I'm infinitely worried for all of them. Okay. It's Armageddon, it's end times, it's apocalypse, and I did not want to be alive when that happens. But I am so glad that my papa dog and my beautiful Kenny, that they don't have to experience this, and who knows what will come. There's a painting by Goya. I don't know when he painted it, somewhere around 1800 or something. I think in France. And it's an oil painting on canvas. It's hanging, I think it's hanging in the Louvre Museum. And he painted apocalyptic images, and that's also very strange. Where do those images come from? Yeah. And he painted a white dog staring into a forest fire with a petrified look on his face. I wonder where he got that image from, but that image embedded itself into my brain. And when we had Kenny, a white albino Great Dane, I was so terrified that he would have to stare into a forest fire. And so that didn't happen, and I'm so glad. And the forest fires were far away from us. And then a few years later, Kenny died in 2016 in December. And in February 2017, we got the papa dog. We adopted him from foster parents. He was already old. And I was absolutely terrified. That fear carried over to my next baby. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if we experience wildfires? What if my papa dog is going to have to stare into a forest fire Armageddon and not knowing how to escape and staring into the fire with a petrified look on his face. That was my fear. And then the fires kept coming closer, the wildfires. They weren't only in Los Angeles area, they came closer to us. And there was one day, I think it was in 2018, where the forest fires were so bad, much worse than just recently. They were so bad that we were breathing in smoke particles, and the forest fires were, and that was due to those were due to corruption, also arson. I don't know who was the arsonist, but those are sadistic people that are setting fires. They're all sadistic people, and they need to be head bolted. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay, we can't have a politician holding the other cheek and saying, "Oh, let's bail you out," and then they all just go straight over and set more fires. So, but there was also a whole lot of corruption involved. The the logging industry wanted to have the so-called salvage logging, and the real estate industry wants to salvage those areas and get them cheap from BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter. So, and so there's terrible corruption, there's corporate hand washing, as it's called, and corporate corruption. One crime benefits the other industry or the other corporation or vested interest, and the people that were terrified for their homes, and they put all of their retirement money into their homes. They were very, very angry. So this is going on. It's going on in this country, in this whole country, and it's going on worldwide with this type of corruption, where people they only see dollar signs, they only see greed, they only feel greed. They have no other insight or future vision. They don't care what happens. Yeah. So they only care about how they can make more money on that situation that has hurt other living beings. Okay, that's what's going on. That is what's going on. So there was a day, I think it was 2018, where we had to take the papa and leave in the middle of the night and go to the other house because the fires were creeping in, and we were absolutely terrified. My husband thought that he already thought about the worst, that the fire would come over here and then the property would completely lose its value, and nobody would want to buy a property that's in any kind of fire area. And I talked to real estate people around that time, also in Washington, and they all told me it's happening everywhere. It was also happening in Washington and other areas, so because I was thinking about maybe we can get land in Washington somewhere, and the prices are good, and there are forest fires just as much as in Southern California. So that's what's going on, okay, and I'm absolutely terrified. And I pray to the blue God every day and night, and I am infinitely grateful that we still have our properties, and that the Papa and Kenny never had to stare into Armageddon. And I decided I will always rescue a dog, an older dog, and give him the love that he has always deserved and probably didn't get in his life.